Arsenal make it 2 wins from 2 at the beginning of the Premier League season. And tonight is one of those victories which it may not have been the most beautiful game to watch. It may not have been vintage Arsenal or the team performing to the optimum level that Arteta, the players themselves, and of course their fan base want. But they were 3 very hard points to gain. Arsenal were the better team, absolutely no doubt about it. They deserved their lead. They should have been, in my opinion, at least 2-0 up at halftime. Eddie Nketiah missing a good chance with his left foot when he ran through on goal, and then stupidly trying to chip the goalkeeper after a delightful ball that broke the lines by Declan Rice. He chips it over. Should have been 2-0 at that point. The second half begins. Crystal Palace fall asleep. Martinelli thinks quickly, plays that ball in, and bang, penalty given, 100% Stonewall penalty. No doubt about that whatsoever. And Captain Odegaard stands up and he puts it away. And then the game takes an interesting turn because Arsenal, this ain't weird. The one major criticism as a team I've got for them tonight is why were you time wasting from the 55th minute? That made no sense. Why start time wasting when you did? Tomiyasu ended up being the recipient of a yellow card for 8 seconds of time wasting. But he essentially was the unlucky party because it had been jotted up by 3 or 4 other players prior at goal kicks and then the throw-in. And he gets booked. And then the 12th man stepped in. Tomiyasu barely makes contact with Ayew. There's barely a tug. There's a touch on him, but he lets go straight away. Not enough to make a man fall down. 100% not. In real time, I thought, idiot, it's a yellow card. He's pulled his shirt. Then when you see the replay, 110% no shirt pull. Not enough for a booking. When you consider that Ayew had committed this, it was already booked and did it and dragged Saka to the ground 5 minutes earlier. 2 minutes later, Kai Havertz pulls the shirt of the same guy and doesn't get booked. That to me was 12th man action, home cooking. It was almost like the referees were on a mission to rob Arsenal of these 3 points tonight. Absolutely horrendous, in my opinion, from the referee. And I think that's why Arsenal, though, will take so much stock from this win. And I want to say this to Gooners now. You obviously will look at your team very differently to how a rival like me does. You want perfection. You want to feel completely comfortable when watching games. You want to be 3 or 4-0 up. Your opponent's having, they're not even jabbing you in the face, let alone landing a big punch or 2 on you. I understand what you want because that's how I feel about my club. But even watching as a rival, I sat here in my office, 7 minutes of added time. The 20 minutes prior to that, where Palace had all the ball, they were knocking it into the box, they were throwing it into the mixer. And Arsenal looked resolute and strong up until the red card, other than putting the ball in the back of the net, which interestingly wasn't an issue for you last year. And Eddie Nketiah has just been a bit wasteful. It's the second game on the bounce, in my opinion, you dominated. The scoreline 2 games running has flattered your opponents. And to go through that adversity of the referee trying to ruin this game, giving out a ridiculous red card, it's a massive 3 points for Arsenal. One they can take huge confidence from. And the scary and sobering factor when it comes to this Arsenal team is they haven't even clicked into gear yet. This team, in my opinion, has 3 or 4 more gear changes left in them. 3 or 4 easily. So as a rival watching this, yeah, there's a part of me, I could do the low-hanging fruit. It'd be like, oh, they look off the pace. They're not blowing teams away. It's a sign of weakness. Not in my opinion. The fact that Arsenal have won their opening 2 games, dominated the ball when 11 men have been on the pitch, are creating a lot of chances, but they're not quite at their best, should be something to be fearful of as a rival, as opposed to laughing. But maybe that's just the lens of which I view football through. So yeah, look, from my point of view, I sort of look at it and think to myself, Arsenal not at their best yet, but there's a lot for them to be proud of. In terms of players, look, Saliba made one mistake where he nearly gave the ball away. Ayew runs through on goal, but he makes up for it with a great tackle. Outside of that, it was a top-class defensive performance, especially once they were down to 10 men, and it went a bit old school with balls being knocked into the box. I think Partey's performance kind of covering in as a right back, very, very good again. Standout performer for me today, though, Declan Rice. Absolutely majestic in that middle. I thought his passing was good. He had 2 or 3 little bits of real intricate play. One that led to that chance for Eddie Nketiah. There was another 4 on the right-hand side, quite high up the pitch in the second half for Saka as he ran through on goal. The cross wasn't quite good enough. Really, really good from Declan Rice today. And I think that there's been a lot of talk, should he be starting just yet? And today was just a sign of what's to come from this man. There's a serious, serious player in there. And again, it's, I don't know, from my point of view, I sort of look at it as people are doubting whether or not he is going to make it. People have been criticizing him because he wasn't Zinedine Zidane in his first 2 games. Well, he's never going to be Zidane. That isn't what he's coming in for. But look how easy they controlled that game today because he was there. And by the way, Partey can do that as well. And that's the sobering factor with Arsenal, is that they have so much quality in abundance. Going to go to some of your super chats now before bringing the panel out. Anthony here says, Rice was him today. Looks like West Ham's Rice. Thoughts Nketiah was excellent despite the miss on the chip. Turned defenders and ran at them all game. Look, I thought Nketiah was good. He is a goal-scoring striker, though. So I don't look at, he's not a playmaker, doesn't really bring other people into the game like a Jesus would or a prime Firmino would. He has to score those chances. That is what he'll be judged on more than anything else. It wasn't a stinky performance. It was a good performance, but Arsenal will need him to put in better, in my opinion. And you're right on Rice, Anthony, 110%. I was defending this match simply because of that, dreading this match simply because of the ref. Yeah, look, he tried to do Arsenal as far as I'm concerned. You look at it and you think, take a breather for a moment. I know in the heat of the moment, for me, looking on my TV screen, it looked like he pulled the shirt. But you've got a linesman who's the correct side. You've got a 4th official that's looking almost at it, and the referee. VAR can't get involved with the yellow card offense, but you've got 3 people looking at it from 3 different angles, and they can't see there's barely a shirt pull. It's horrendous. It genuinely was horrendous. I'm happy for the win, but not proud of the win. I hear what you're saying there, Robert. Kenny says PGMOL to make their 3rd apology to us in the year. Yeah, I doubt they will because you've won, and typically these things get brushed under the carpet. But the only thing I would say as well, I mean, there was calls for a Palace penalty, and what I thought was interesting is it would have been a soft one. But this is what I mean, but they were saying there's a higher threshold to overturn decisions. But that was every bit as much a penalty as the one that Brentford got against Tottenham on the opening day of the season. So that's a penalty. And this one, that's what it shouldn't even be about thresholds. It should be, well, what else have we given as penalties and what have we not given as penalties? And you keep it consistent. But outside of that, awful. Can't keep getting away with stinky performances. I hear you. I'm going to say this, though. Maybe it's because pre-season gas. Are we all very aware that we are 2 games into the campaign? This kind of, we can't keep getting away with it. That would make sense 10 games in, but not 2. You're finding your feet still. I think you're going to be fine. This 11 is crap when Trossard, where's Gabriel? Look, there's rumors Gabriel, listen, I'm going to say what I'm reading, not what I think. Gabriel might be leaving. Just saying, it's out there. I think you should start Trossard as well, personally. Unsustainable win. Need to revert back to previous. Unsustainable win. Interesting. Absolutely shameless. What are refs doing, Terry? I'm not too sure. Starboy Saka. It's horrendous refereeing again. The ref killed the game. This yellow for throwings is a nonsense. What is too long for a throwing? 8 seconds. Not even the refs know. So I would say this. I think that first yellow card was correct. Not for Tomiyasu taking 8 seconds. But Gooners, let's be fair here. From those goal kicks prior, then you man were time wasting 110%. You know what you were doing. We've all played football. We've all watched it long enough. Tomiyasu, sometimes in a team, 2 or 3 guys can commit yellow card fouls, and then the fourth guy commits an average foul and gets a yellow card. It's almost like the team have totted that up. That is what happened. It's the second yellow card, which is crazy to me. It really is. However, there needs to be consistency with time wasting, because I've seen people take Spurs time wasted against United the other day. No bookings were given. So, yeah, they need to be consistent. Not pretty, but great win. Very strong. Terry, you're a legend. Better Arsenal fan than Lee, fake gunner. Arsenal fans come in all different shapes and sizes. So I thank you for the compliment. We would have won 2-0 if Tommy was still on. Most likely. You would have taken them apart in the end. 1-0 to the Arsenal as usual. Glad to see it again. That's one of the chants I hate the most as a rival. That 1-0 to the Arsenal. The amount of times I've heard it against my team. Arsenal were good. Rice was immense. You need those boring 1-0s to win titles. Defensively solid. Palace away is difficult. Not a pen for Crystal Palace. No red in my opinion. Fair play to you there, Liverpool. Zane says it was not a red card, but Arsenal were also lucky for not conceding a penalty. It was a clear penalty on Eze. Credit to Arsenal, but VAR was on holiday. George here says the inconsistency of reffing in this league is mad. IU second yellow on Saka on a yellow card and gets nothing. Tommy barely touches and is straight gone. Yeah, that's the egregious bit. It literally happened the other way around as well. Under the lights, hard place to go and win. 3 points with 10 men. This is the type of win that galvanizes the team at training tomorrow. Teams who win like this go very, very close at the end. I agree. You also celebrated quite a lot at the end. So Gooners, expect TalkSport tomorrow to call you out for over celebrating. Just saying, it's gonna happen. Hey, Terry, your Tampa Bay friend here. I hope you're doing well, Sonny, all the way over there in Tampa. We played like trash. Not happy. Good 3 scraped points, but not pretty. Need Trossard in there. A lot of people have said that in the comments so far. We'll definitely be talking to that with our panel. We've got Souls, we've got LB, we've got Nathan, and who else we got here? There he is, my guy. I don't know if he's going to be crying today. But Dauds going to be here with us. I love this guy. I miss this dude all summer. Don't let these people tell you that wasn't a good performance. Grew into the game. Second half was brilliant. Then the red card ground it out. Interesting take there. What do the viewers make of that super chat? Let me know now. And by the way, nearly 6,000 people watching. Smash the like button, my people. Surprisingly, Havertz not bad today. Look, Havertz has been the same 2 games running. He hasn't done anything outstandingly brilliant, but he's been good. And if you're not going to be outstanding, you've at least got to be good. Do you know what I mean? So I can get people saying, what's he going to do? When's he going to do something? But he ain't dropping stinkers, as far as I'm concerned anyway. Okay, Mikel, that's enough science prep experiments. Bring to the Foggin starting 11, please, with Trossard. What else does he need to do, is what Manny says here. And how many players ask for yellows? Listen, and that was also what's strange. It's meant to be an automatic red-yellow card when somebody brandishes this. And this would have gone against Arsenal, by the way, for what I saw. Both Partey and Odegaard did it and didn't get booked. Remember Man United on Saturday? Bruno asked the referee to explain his decision, which they're allowed to do, and got booked. Refereeing it's been such an awful start to this campaign for referees. And look, a few things went Arsenal's way today, but generally, as I say, Arsenal beat 2 people tonight. They beat Palace, or 2 entities. They beat Palace and they beat the ref because they were going to get screwed over. Viewers, hit like buttons, please. Make sure you're subscribing. Panel coming out now to have their say on the terrace tonight. And what's this? First 66 minutes was spectacular for Arsenal. Interesting. What's Pete saying here? Pete says, big up Terry. Arteta is training Havertz and it's scary. Listen, it would get better from here. I knew one of Mount or Havertz is going to work. It's just going to be my luck. It's going to be your one, isn't it? And I'm going to be sitting here with Muggy McFuckfuck. Anyway, all right, I'm bringing my panel out now before I depress myself on this evening. Hit the like button, people. Let's go. Welcome back to the terrace, people. Hope you're all doing good. Gun of Souls, a tight win in the end. But the first thing I want to start with is that refereeing decision that nearly cost you. Have you ever seen a second yellow for something so soft?
No, that was a disgrace. Like, I'm going to put it out there. But the thing is, I agree. Technically, it's a red card. Technically, it is a second yellow. But my only issue is, why didn't Jordan Ayew get sent off earlier? That's my only problem. Is, you know, when people call out inconsistencies, there isn't reason to it because there's two different referees, two different games, two different environments. So you get it. You can call out inconsistencies in two different games, but when it's happening in the same game, that's when it's unforgivable. That's when it's like, when is PGMOL or Howard Webb or any of these guys finally going to take responsibility and do the right thing? The guy got sacked last year, and guess what he's doing? He's training the referees this year. It's like, explain it to me. You sack a guy for being incompetent, and now he's the head trainer of referees for the Premier League. No wonder they get abused. No wonder they don't get selected for major tournaments. No wonder no one respects the league for referees. And that's the problem. But saying that, it's a blessing in disguise that red card came. Because I'm going to be honest with you, they were petulant children in that first half. Every bad pass, oh, what you doing? Everyone was complaining at each other, and it was completely different mentality to what I've seen last season. Saka crying at Partey for one bad pass. Rice not getting the ball, crying. You know, Havertz, you know, making a bad pass, someone else is crying. When that red card happened, you saw the unity back in the team. That's why we won the game. If that mentality drug through from this red card, we would have lost this game. Clearly, Arteta said something to them in that halftime, saying to them, you need to work as a team. You guys are playing against each other here. Too much selfishness, too much individual performances wanting, and everyone wanted to be the star. And that's part of the problem that we had. When the red card came, that's when I finally saw Arsenal of last season. That's when I saw finally the working as a team to keep this win going. And that's what I was proud of. But I do want to call out the players for that first half for not working together and actually playing against each other. And I do think the red card came as a blessing. As much as it was disgraceful, it was still a blessing to us.
I hear what you're saying there. Nathan, from your point of view, what did you make of the performance tonight from Arsenal?
I felt we started slowly. I think we're still finding our rhythm. I don't feel like everybody's acclimatized to the way in which we want to play. It's a little bit different to last season. So I think that played a big part in that slow start. I don't think we fully clicked yet, and it's quite not worrying, but it is worrying, and that's in the same time, because obviously we want to. Last season we started like a house on fire, and this season it's a little bit more edgier. But I felt like we saw signs of players growing into the roles. I thought Rice was outstanding today. I think he understands his position as a 6 more. He was picking up the right spaces. He was filling into the right spaces. He was good in duels. He looked a lot more comfortable pinging balls left, right, and you're seeing that understanding of the role starting to kind of come with a little bit of time on the pitch and with the players. So that was nice to see. I thought Eddie done well. I know he usually gets. He's one of those players that gets criticised and fans get on his back. But I felt like he worked hard. He was a nuisance. He ran the channels. I think the only thing missing for him today was the finish. I think he had 2 opportunities. One hit the post, and he had the chip, which I felt he should have done better with. But other than that, his overall game and what he contributed to the team and his selflessness is something that you want to see from somebody who's playing for the shirt, and that's what he does. He gives it his all.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from there, and I think what you said there, Arsenal have not clicked into gear yet. Brandon, now I know you're someone that wants to see electric performances. Are you concerned by the level of performances in the last 2 games, or do you have faith that you're going to get back to your brilliant best of last season in terms of the display as opposed to just the results?
Well, anybody who's not concerned is lying, Terry. Simple as that. You cannot drop these 2 performances against Nottingham Forest and Crystal Palace and not be concerned. They're 2 of the lower league lower teams in the league, right? They're going to finish mid-table to lower end of the table. When we come up against better teams and we play like that, we're done for. Crystal Palace created numerous of chances today, even before we went down to 10 men. And if they actually had somebody who could finish, we would have been in trouble today. And a lot of it is down to the manager, because he wants to experiment. He wants to bring Thomas Partey at right back and all of this, that and the other. Just simplify it, Arteta. Yeah? Ben White was one of the best right backs in the league last season, if not the best right back in the league last season. Play him at right back. Play Thomas Partey in the midfield with Declan Rice. What's all this experimental rubbish? You're not Pep. You're never going to be Pep. Even if you shaved your head, you wouldn't be Pep. Yeah? So just do what you was doing last season that was working for us. I don't understand all of this rubbish. Yeah? Doesn't make no sense to me. Why is Gabriel on the bench? Unless he's leaving, right? There is no reason why Gabriel should be on the bench. Because last season, again, him and Saliba was arguably the best defensive partnership in the league when both of them were fit. What is all of this? Kai Havertz again today. What did he do today? Somebody tell me. Everybody likes to tell me about how he makes great runs off the ball. Guess what? Danny Welbeck makes great runs off the ball. That doesn't mean he's a great player, does it? At the end of the day, for £65 million, you want to see end product. You want to see what he's actually offering to the team. Eddie Nketiah, my man up there, said he worked hard today. He worked hard, yeah. But the difference between Manchester City and Arsenal, the team that we're trying to catch, by the way, is if that's Erling Haaland, he scores twice today. Eddie Nketiah doesn't finish his chances. And this is where the problem lies. And I'm not just calling out the regular players, because I thought Saka had a poor game today. I thought Martinelli was dreadful today. So, he's got to work this out. But if we continue to play this system with Partey at right back, inverting into the midfield and that, we will get exposed. Against better teams, we will get exposed.
But we're not going to play this against the big team. That's the reality, though. We know what Arteta's doing. There's a reason why he's doing this.
Mate, because how do you know that? How do you know that?
Okay, he's not going to do Partey against the big teams. We know that. That's a guaranteed fact. I can
tell you know we've got one of the most stubbornest managers in the Premier League.
He's stubborn, but he's not an idiot. There's a difference.
He is.
Yeah, he's going to play right. Watch it. United is our next big game. Ben White will be the right back. Gabriel will be back in this team. Zinchenko will be back in this team. The reality is Arteta's using the lower teams to experiment. He knows we're going to dominate the ball. He knows we're going to dominate the game. So he's going to do it to bring Partey in to experiment. He knows Tomiyasu's playing, so he has to invert one of his fullbacks. That's what he likes to do. You've got to understand the system before criticizing him. Yes, it's not been 2 good performances, but we know this isn't the 11 he's going to go with. We know that Nketiah, the reason why he plays Nketiah is because he knows if he has to bring him on because Trossard isn't working, jack shit is going to happen. Eddie Nketiah off the bench does zilch. Trossard off the bench will offer you more as a game changer than Eddie Nketiah will. Because the reality is Trossard starts, Eddie Nketiah comes on, you'll still be crying that no one's there to, the bench looks shit, this looks shit. So Arteta's trying to make a solution. Yes, he needs to bring players in. Yes, he's had enough windows to bring people in. But the reality is you've got to look at your squad and go, what's the best way to utilize these players? What's the best way I'm going to utilize my squad? Who are the better game changers statistically? Who starts better? And that's what he's doing. He's making what he can of the situation.
And just while we're on the squad, point here, what cost Arsenal the league title last season?
Saliba getting injured.
Not even just that, Sauls, right?
Conceding goals.
That played a part. Conceding goals, right? Timber's out injured. Tierney's leaving the football club. We've got the same defensive structure as what we had last season. So what makes anybody think that we can go and win the league title this season with the same players that we had when we
That's a good question. I'm going to go to D on this one. What are you saying, bro? What you saying to that direct question? Like, because Timber's now out injured, does that mean even with the signings of the signings of Raya and of course Rice, there's no chance you win in the league? Are you as panicked as Brandon about these first 2 performances?
There's too many guys in this panel that are glass half empty. it's crazy. We're one of 3 clubs that have got maximum points, and I don't understand the negativity in this panel. We were so comfortable before that red card. Tomiyasu was literally the wrong player in the wrong time. It wasn't his fault that he basically got set up for that first yellow card because Havertz took his time, gave him the ball, and then he got the yellow card. The second one was soft. But one second.
Sorry. When you say comfortable, what do you mean by that? Do you mean in terms of possession?
After the first 65 minutes, what did Crystal Palace offer? We as a club now, one second. We as a club now, okay, we are respected by rival clubs. Crystal Palace sat back the first half. The whole of the first half they sat back. When were they doing that for the past 10 years against us? Okay,
how many
the first half. I know, but 1 second. We as a club right now, we're gonna have to break teams down more often because they respect us more. They know our threats going up front. Okay, Crystal Palace sat back against us. Nottingham Forest sat back against us. Every team's gonna do that against us except for City, and I'll probably say Liverpool, because I think we're the second best team in Europe. So if you're gonna become gonna be a person that's gonna be a glass half empty, then we're not gonna go anywhere as a club because we've got maximum points. Eddie Nketiah got us that penalty. Okay, Odegaard scored that penalty, and with 10 men, previous seasons when we had 10 men, we would be getting absolutely battered. But what did Crystal Palace offer when we had 10 men? Ramsey made, I think, 1 save the whole second half. So come on, man. I think we have to be positive. We're going the right direction, okay? And top party, I understand why Party is playing right back because we don't have Zinchenko, okay? Timber's injured, so that left side, we can't play Kiwior, we can't play Gabriel. We need someone on the right hand side to go into midfield to dictate the game because Crystal Palace sat back the whole game. We're going to play a back 4 against a team that's going to sit the whole game. There's no reason to have a back 4 against them. So I'm happy. We've got the maximum points. We're going to next game. We've got another clean sheet. Saliba was world class today again. So I've got no complaints going to next coming games.
I hear you, bro. I'm going to come back and we haven't spoke to LB and Sam at all yet. Got a lot of super chats to go through, and obviously got to respect the viewers here. This here says, Terry, why are Premier League refs so bad? Are you kidding me? That's actually very, very funny. I expect another apology from PGL at PGMLO. Yeah, sorry, they're let us do my brain in. Ref was either a cheat or stupid. Arsenal deserve the win. I think everybody would agree with that. Guna Duke here says, second game of the season, 3 points is all that matters. Better attacking performances will come. There are levels to go for this team. Good 3 points. So I don't even, again, as a rival watching, I thought you attacked just fine. You had, up until the red card, you had 14 attempts on goal away from home. You should have been 2-0 up at half time. It was the clinical edge as opposed to the performance, but I hear what you're saying. This here says, seriously, these guys are having horrible takes. We have people questioning the manager. Wow. I will say this. I don't know where Brandon's gone. He might come back. I actually can't believe how quickly people are challenging Arteta so far this season. You've had 3 matches. You won the Community Shield by beating City and coming from behind. You won your opening game. A little bit dicey towards the end, but you won that comfortably, in my opinion. Tonight, you were cruising. And then a dodgy red card happens and you see the game out. I don't get the panic. I don't get it. This here says, red card for Brandon. Go away. Even with 10 men, Palace made 0 chances. City won at Palace last season by only a penalty. #fake fan. This year says, lol, did you see Brandon's face when he said Eddie did well? He needs to start Trossard. #free Trossard, free Gabriel. I want to throw this one to LB. Mate, is Eddie up front working, and would you prefer Trossard to be starting these games? What's your opinion on it, bro?
Sorry, Terry, can you hear me?
Perfect, bro, perfect.
Yeah, sorry about that. First of all, thank you for having me on, man. I really appreciate that.
Pleasure.
Sorry, do you mind just repeating the question again? Sorry.
Yeah, there's a lot of people saying Eddie shouldn't be starting. It should be Trossard. What's your opinion on that, bro?
I feel like it depends on the opposition, to be perfectly honest with you. I had no problem with Eddie starting against Nottingham Forest, but a game away from home, Crystal Palace, under the lights at 8 o'clock, I'm not trying to see Eddie and KR. I'm really not trying to see Eddie Nketiah. I feel like it was a game more suited for Trossard. I feel like he gives us so much more dynamically. I feel like he's got so much more better athleticism, and yeah, I just feel like today was a game for Trossard, especially.
You say that, but the first game Eddie did well. He got the game-winning goal against Nottingham Forest. Today, it was a clean through goal. He got unlucky into the score. Okay, the second chance we digged it over. Maybe that was his fault, but apart from that, he was sensational the entire game. Distance he covered throughout the game.
But what did he do? Explain what he did other than the 2 chanting. What did he do? What did he offer?
Agenda on Eddie Nketiah needs to stop at Arsenal fans, right?
All right, you answer the question. What did he do other than the missing 2 chances? All right, he missed them. What did he do? I don't want to hear hard work. He ran around.
The play well, what we expect from our striker. The same as Gabriel Jesus did. He linked up play well today. Getting back.
When did he link it up? He linked up no play. There was no play linked up by Saka. Zero.
You know what? I think. Sorry to interject.
You're being too harsh. But Eddie Nketiah was well today.
Bro, tell me one link up play he did. One. Not 2.
Side, I think he played it into Tomiyasu's feet and on the dribble pass where he got brought down. Or you could see it's a 50-50
he got brought down.
He
still didn't link up play though. That's not linking up.
I think you're being harsh because
that's what I'm saying. Like,
but I think give me one example. I feel like of link up play.
Guys, I want Nathan here. Guys, go on, respond to that. So I just want to get a few more people involved. Go on, bro.
I feel like you're being very harsh because I feel like he preoccupied the centre halves. He kept making runs down the side of them, which
but Havertz gets criticised for that as well.
Which then in turn creates space for our midfield. And he created a chance for himself, which he hit the post, made a nice little run. And yes, his finishing was off, and you can critique him for his lack of finishing, and I've got no qualms with that argument. But to say he did nothing is literally just biased.
You're saying it, but give me one. I've asked for one example. 2 people haven't given me one.
Well, I've just given you an answer. I said he preoccupied the centre halves. He made smart runs. He was running down the channels. He turned quickly.
Did that result in anything?
Pardon?
No. It didn't result in anything. That's the problem. It's not doing anything.
All right.
The problem Havertz and Nketiah, yes, he scored the 1 goal. He didn't do anything other than that. He doesn't offer us enough.
He created
who won us the penalty?
All right, he didn't take it, but you can critique.
No, when you see Gabriel Jesus, when you talk about Gabriel Jesus and link-up play, you know what that means. Nketiah does not do that. He doesn't offer us enough going forward other than scoring goals. If he's not scoring goals, he doesn't do nothing for the system. The system isn't fluid. The system doesn't work with Nketiah unless he's being a poacher or a fox in the box. And that's legit. Because I've asked for one link-up play. You said his link-up play, but you're not giving me link-up. You're talking about his off-ball movement. I've asked for link-up play.
Souls, what can a striker do when he's got 5, 6, 7 defenders literally in their penalty box? He's got no space to run into the channels. 1 second. He's got no space to run into the channels. He's limited to do the link-up play because the 2 CDMs are just sitting in front of the centre-backs. He won us that crucial penalty. You cannot talk about his work rate. He's got one of the best work rates in our team.
I question his work rate. I didn't say his work rate.
You're being critical of a guy that won us the crucial penalty to win the game, okay? You're not being critical with Orignal.
He could have won it before that.
No, 1 second. You wasn't critical with Saka. What did Saka do today? What did Martinelli do?
Yeah, we can get onto Saka, but
it's like you're targeting one player because you know he's an easy target. Eddie Nketiah was one of the crucial.
I can target Saka. Let's talk about Saka then. But the reality is, when I've asked you for but if you told me did Saka play good, I didn't say Saka played good. You guys are saying Nketiah played good. That's what I'm questioning. What did he do to play good?
We didn't say he was the man of the match. He was our best player.
You're saying he played good. I don't even think he played good.
I think you're targeting him. I think
going to Selhurst Park is never an easy place, anyways. So I don't think you can sit here and expect us to just go to Palace and roll it over. We've had many games where we've been to Palace and suffered defeats. Yeah, it's a hard place to go, especially on a Monday night. It's not the easiest place to play.
Answer the question
so at the end of the day, he created space for other players. He got into 2 good goal scoring positions. He won a penalty. Could he have done better? Of course, if you want to critique him for not finishing, that's more than a fair argument. But to say he never offered anything, that's being disingenuous. Martinelli, in my opinion, today.
I'll ask the question again. One link-up play. You guys talked about link-up play. I've still not been given an example of it. Where did he link up?
He doesn't have the level of link-up play when you compare him to Jesus. But in terms of having a defender on his back and being able to lay off. He was interchanging with Saka and Odegaard at times. I think you're just being. I think a lot of people have a criticism over Eddie because he's not a big name. He's somebody easy to be targeted, and as a result, everyone wants to beat him.
Like I said, I'll criticize Saka, but no one said Saka had a good game. No one's here saying Martinelli's had a good game.
I'll ask a question over the argument, Souls. Would you start? Do you think Trossard, while Jesus is out, do you think Trossard should be the one starting?
1,000,000%. He's the most like Jesus in terms of what he offers. And that's what I'm trying to get at people. Because when Nketiah plays, you have to change the way you play. The way we want to play Nketiah doesn't suit it. That's the reality of it. When you look at Trossard, the difference you're going to get is someone who comes in deep and can drive the ball. He can take defenders. There's more respect and fear for Trossard than there is for Eddie Nketiah. Teams are not going to occupy Nketiah because they know what's going to happen when he gets into those opportunities. It's 50-50. The threat's not there. Trossard gets those chances. He puts them away 100%. But also, when we've seen Trossard play, there's been better link-up play, better fluidity. Even look at the difference between the Man City game when Trossard came on. The fear was struck into Man City. They knew what he was about. They wanted to lock him down as soon as they could. He does more. He can dribble better. He's got a bit more about his game. He's a better rounded striker for me. And that's what I'm trying to get at people. Because when I've asked the question of what did Nketiah do, people are talking about the same thing. He worked hard. He ran around. That's not what I'm asking. Trossard can do that and more. That's what I'm getting at.
Technically, it's never the question with Trossard. Trossard is undoubtedly technically better than Eddie Nketiah. No one is here disputing that. However, what we are saying is that physically, the way in which Eddie Nketiah is able to occupy a back line is something Trossard doesn't have because he's not as fast, he's not as strong, he's not able to hold off centre backs in that same way. So that is what we're talking about. So there's nuances to how you look at the game. And I'm saying to you, that is what Eddie brought today. Is he the best striker in the world? No. Does he have his flaws? Of course. But today he did have a solid game. There's no disputing that.
I hear where you're coming. I've got a lot of super chats to do here. Egal's joined us. Welcome back. I want to go to George first of all. An astronomically big donation to the terrace from Arsenal fan George, who says support the channel, people. Terry, you have an outstanding community. I know that my community is amazing and brilliant. He says use it to raise some money for the children in need. Shooting Star Children's Hospice at Great Ormond Street Hospital. It's interesting. I actually do raise money every year for Great Ormond Street. My niece was in there, but she was younger with a brain tumor. So yeah, cross over that. But yeah, we could definitely do something in terms of setting something up as a charity stream at some point. We'll definitely look to do that. Hope this super chat kicks this off. Love. Big up, my friend, for the message and for the super chat as well. It's absolutely. I'll put it back up again later. I've got loads of these to do, and we'll come back to that one. The difference between us and City is that City don't panic when they play bad in the beginning of the season. Only we do. Well, I would say this. I don't think your players are panicking. I think it's some of your fans are panicking. And I think Arsenal fans should remain calm. You're winning. Joint top of the league right now. And look, we'll see what happens in the next few games. But there was a lot of talk of we won't start the season as well as last year. Up until last campaign, Arsenal typically lost a lot of their opening games of seasons. Like, I really do think there's positives here. There really is. 100% if City won like that, everyone would be calling it a gritty performance that wins titles and shows resolve and unity. Also, Brandon, you're a clown. I'm not sure where Brandon went. I have DM'd him asking him to come back. Which clear-cut chances before the red? Also, Brandon wanted Gabriel replaced. I love the flip-flop Lee Gunner Jr. How do you know we are going to, Brandon? Well, Fabrizio has just tweeted that Gabriel isn't leaving. That has just come out from Fabrizio Romano. So that puts that rumor to bed. Brandon's ideal Arsenal game, 99% possession, 10 shots, 11 goals. That's actually funny. The two teams were played against were happy to sit back and defend all game. Black shirt guy, I think he obviously means Nathan there, has no clue. Oh, no, Brandon was wearing a black shirt as well. So I looked at the panel now, what he's talking about. Aya here says, what Brandon doesn't seem to understand is that we need another way of playing. We need to implement that style at some point. It's a very good take. How is this Lee Gunner wannabe calling Arteta stupid? Lol, are you really smarter than him? Get real. D here says, Havertz should have got a red today, 65 million. clown Xhaka better. I didn't think our Havertz was bad today. I don't get it.
There's agendas.
Think without the sending off, it would have been comfortable, but Palace didn't look a threat. Palace did nothing after the red card either. They whipped a lot of balls into the box. That was it. Ayew should have been off the pitch as well, based on the standard. You're right. Liverpool with Decore and another centre back, then Arsenal. Yeah, I thought Decore played well today for Palace. I think he'd be very. It's the first time ever I've watched him like a hawk today, and I'm like, please don't let Liverpool get him. Underrated. One of Mikel's more impressive coaching performances after we went down to 10 men. Navigating that is not easy. 6 out of 6. Come on, you gooners, is what Anton says here. Arsenal's kryptonite is the long ball. Not tonight. They haven't handled it. Brandon needs to understand the system. Zinni has not been fit, so it's hard to invert with Partey. With Zinni back, Arteta will revert to basics. I agree. Only worried about the 2 performances because expectations are high and fans will get on Arteta if we lose. We've got found out last season because we played the same way. So he's experimenting. Stop the negativity. Look, I think you can have issue with the performances not being amazing, but panicking right now, I can't personally. Look, I'm a Man United fan, so you guys probably don't care, but I can't get on board with that. Partey man of the match and was right back. Put some respect on his name.
Not man of the match. Not very close.
For me, it was Declan Rice. I don't know if you guys agree. I thought Declan's was class today.
Declan Rice, yeah.
We're going to come back to these super chats in a minute. There's loads of them still, but Egal's joining us here now. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good, man. I just wanted to come on here and say to people that that's a hard-fought victory, and there's going to be games in the Premier League, in any league, where teams are going to have to grind out results. Even if you feel like, you know what, we got lucky, you're gonna have to ride your luck sometime. It could have been a penalty on Eze on another day. It could have been a situation where our penalty wasn't given. But you know what? The first half, everyone was frustrated. Eddie and Nketiah should have buried at least 2 chances, at least put one of those away. But the positives is we're creating those chances. I think we created more chances in the first half in this game than we did against Nottingham Forest. And maybe I'm clutching at straws, but away from home at Crystal Palace was never going to be easy. Guys need to get out of their head this whole thing where we're going to beat team 5-0 every game. It's not realistic, right? Number 2, when it comes to Tomiyasu's red card, anybody here really think Tomiyasu was harshly dealt today? Because I did. I thought Tomiyasu should not have been given a red. That the second yellow was not fair. The first yellow in itself, I get it. They're trying to make a statement with time wasting, but you would have thought because he gave that first yellow so quickly, he would have maybe hesitated or not given it right away. But hey, it is what it is. And then moving on to some other talking points, Gabriel Magalhaes is going to stay, guys. Unless you're giving me 80 or 100 million, I don't see any of you guys coming out with that kind of money. So Saudi, Real Madrid, you guys can hold that. He's not going nowhere. And then when it comes to the final thing, Martin Odegaard took the penalty, guys. Bukayo Saka got taken off penalties. What's going on there? Because I did not expect Bukayo Saka to be taken off penalties. Martin Odegaard stepped up, got the goal. But it is something interesting. Is he going to be the penalty taker going forward? What's going to happen with that? And my man of the match was William Saliba. I thought Declan Rice was great. But if it wasn't for William Saliba's last-ditch tackle, guys, where would we be? We'd be 1-0 down, away at Crystal Palace, down at 10 men, or whatever it was at the time, and they're going to be holding on. And Crystal Palace, as much as we make fun of their attack, their defense is solid, and they're one of the better defensive teams in the league. And we learned that today. But yeah, Terry, that's all I had to say.
You know, listen, I think it's a solid breakdown, mate. This here, another super chat from John C. Long time no see. Hope you're well. Says Brandon becoming League Gunner 2.0. Get a grip. Your trauma from 2012 is alive. Michael here says Arteta is creating unpredictability. Last season, we became predictable towards the end. This is one of the reasons we collapsed in the title race. Great point there, Michael. We will not play this way all year. Brandon, calm down. Take a breath. Who won the penalty, boys? Obviously, that's back to the Eddie Nketiah thing. He did. I thought Eddie Nketiah played well. I do think that, again, this is the thing. He's the backup striker. And opening 2 games, he scored a goal, won the penalty. Should have finished those chances and should be criticised. Still, yeah, I get where people are coming from. But when is Jesus back anyway, boys?
It'll be 4 to 6 weeks.
4 to 6. Okay. Fabrizio
Jekyll Hyde performance from Eddie. That's what I thought.
Sorry, say that again, mate.
Jekyll Hyde performance, like up and down.
Yeah, I hear you. Fabrizio confirmed Gabriel is staying. Apparently, Gabriel isn't allowed on the bench like City players. Ake was on the bench and now he's leaving City. It's a very fair point. There are 38 games. You can't be 5-star wins all the time. Palace don't have strong attacks, and Mikel Arteta knew it's a good chance for him to keep Gabriel on the bench to experiment the attacking composition. I love how it's worded, composition. Or is that a new one for football? I love it. Most of our meaningful chances were through Eddie. I'm not his biggest fan, but we've got to allow him for today, is what Tevin says. T here says, Gunner Souls, you're offering so much to this chat as you are accusing Eddie of bore off. He was our most productive forward. Oh, don't be, Gunner Souls is great. I love Gunner Souls. I love a bit of Gunner Souls. 3 goal scoring chances. A good striker scores 2. Eddie scores 1. Eddie is good, but we need we need to provide him with many chances for 1 goal, which creates pressure. That is a fair point there. Can't fault Martinelli. Man was wide open in the box 4 or 5 times in the first half. If only Eddie Nketiah and Saka and Odegaard would have bothered to look up rather than taking the shot on. Do you guys feel like you take too many shots, or because I only know that Jess was shouting shoot rather than stop trying to pass it, walk it into the net.
You know, this is so funny, right? Because we'll cry about not taking shots and we'll cry about not shooting. It's like they can never win. I do agree. Martinelli did find himself in good spaces, and he probably should have been passed to a few times. Nketiah, when he done the chip, could have found Havertz, for example. There were a few times where Saka tried to take on the man a bit too many times, a bit like Nicola Pepe in a way that he takes the man on, then takes him on again, and I'm like, you could have just crossed it there. But no, I think it's harsh criticism there because I bet you if we don't take shots, the same person will come back and say we should shoot.
Yeah. Trossard drops deep, which would play into the hands of Palace because we would be playing in front of the defenders rather than occupying them. That's LB. Would you make of that point in terms of playing off the shoulder sometimes, stretches the defense more than dropping deep and trying to suck them out?
Yeah, and I think that's another reason why we needed a Trossard in the starting 11 today, or even coming off the bench. He links up play a lot better than Eddie, to be perfectly honest with you. And I've not got a problem with Eddie at all. But when you see the second chance that he had and he tried to chip it over Johnston, it's just like, what are you doing? Like, what type?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, he went for something spectacular and just put some power for it. Bottom corner, get the goal. Yeah,
just foot through it. Honestly, I just can't with it.
I hear you, bro. I hear you on that. TCC here says Nketiah was easily the top 3 players for Arsenal today, and people who can't see that should quit watching football. TCC backing his man here. Nketiah was the best player today. After going down to 10 men, he was the only one holding the ball up, drawing fouls. Would he start for another top 6 team? No, he'd probably start up front for Man United right now.
But no, what I'm saying is
any 9 will do. Yeah.
What I'm saying is Eddie Nketiah, obviously everyone knows he's not a starting striker, but for a backup striker for a top 16, he does his job very well. Right? We know he's not Gabriel Jesus. We know he's not going to get 15 goals a season. But when he comes in and he does the job what's asked of him, he's done well. Even last season when we were top of the table and Gabriel Jesus was gone, and Nketiah came in and kept us there. And we were 5 points clear until Gabriel Jesus came back. So obviously he does what's asked of him. And that's what I want for my striker. Yeah. And when our top striker Gabriel Jesus is not here, Eddie does the job well. And he does it again and again and again. And today, he done what's asked for him. January, he did what's asked for him. So you can't fault Eddie's performance at all.
Drag here says Eddie might not fit what we did last year. Doesn't mean he doesn't fit the formation in the last 2 games. You're making an assumption. Red jersey guy, obviously talking about Gunner Souls, who's had to pop off now. And this is again, we'll talk about it in a minute, but I've got a theory as to why people are overreacting to these performances. The B-Tech for Sam is waffling. Havertz offers nada. Who's the B-Tech of Sam?
Gunnar Souls.
Gunnar Souls? Gunnar Souls hasn't got a Middle East accent. He's got a Northern accent from the UK. Doesn't everyone call out Spurs for starting the season, playing badly, but winning last season? Where's the same energy? That's from Della Spurs. What's your thoughts on that, D?
It's like Tottenham don't have a striker. Chelsea got a striker that can't shoot on targets. Man United have to play Rashford at home because they don't have a striker. And then we're complaining that we've got Eddie, our second choice striker. Us Arsenal fans need to be grateful for what we have right now, okay? Because we could be in those kind of scenarios. Like, I think Brandon will probably want Eddie Nketiah out. And then if Jesus gets injured again, he'll be like, oh, we've got no second choice striker. Come on, man. We've got maximum points. We've got a guy that's doing his work rate is amazing. He wins penalties. He scores goals. And if you see his stats, he started, I think, 15 games at home and he's got 13 goals. So he's doing the job on the pitch. So let's not disrespect the second choice striker.
Yeah,
Sorry, I don't think you can just disregard our performances, though. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm more than happy with the 6 points. But Partey going at right back.
Yeah.
Meaty, man. So meaty. Like, the amount of times Crystal Palace was just, the core was just, honestly, it was like a bull in a china shop. The way running through that midfield today, it's unacceptable. I'm sorry.
Unacceptable.
Go on, Dave. Go on, Dave.
That's crazy, man. How is it unacceptable? They did nothing the whole game, Crystal Palace. Like, what do you want us to do? Do you want us to dominate the whole game with 10 men as well and win the game comfortably 4-0? Is that the expectation now Arteta has on his back?
I'm not saying that.
We're not saying that.
I'm not saying we should dominate the game like for 90 minutes. I know that there's going to be periods during the game where Crystal Palace are going to dominate or have more of the ball, more possession, whatever. But I don't understand what was stopping. I don't understand what's stopping Mikel Arteta from putting Partey in midfield. He's trying
to accommodate Declan Rice, Havertz, Odegaard, Eddie, Martinelli, Saka on the same page. And if you've got Tomiyasu, Saliba, and Ben White, defensively they're comfortable. Crystal Palace offer nothing. So what is the point of having another defender and putting Thomas Partey in midfield? So you want to take Havertz off and then play another defender and then be more secure. Crystal Palace offer nothing the whole game. Arteta knew that. Palace.
How do you know that they're going to offer a new?
Because if you saw it from minute one, they offer nothing. Like last season, they were coming at us straight away, and then this season, the second game, they knew what kind of team we are. They knew the threats from Havertz, Rice, Odegaard, and Declan Rice, and they knew we can't pressure them. We can't press them. If we press them and then they beat that press, we're going to lose 3-4-5-0.
It's certainly interesting. I want to ask this question: Are people worried about the performances because you've not started as well as you did last year? Coupled with, I'm referring to the people that are worried in terms of. So think about. I know Brandon said this. I know Lee Gunnar has said this. We won't start the season like we did last year in terms of wins. Because the performances are not there, is there almost a panic setting in of, well, we are unlikely to win our first 10 games. We're not performing very well. If we don't start like we did last year, we definitely won't be winning the league. Do you think that could, because that's what it feels like is going through the minds of Arsenal fans. And you don't need to win your opening 10 games to win the league. I just think that's almost, the patterns of every season can be quite different. And I'm just a little, again, maybe it's because I'm a rival and I don't have any emotional connection to Arsenal. I'm just a little confused by the overreaction to 2 wins on the bounce. And this super chat is so key here that says, fun fact, Arsenal haven't won their last 4 away games on Monday Night Football. We broke the curse. I'm a little more calm now. And again, I know it's not a massive thing, but you've lost your last 4 Monday Night Football away games under the light, and you go and win one. There are positives to be taken, I think. And I'm not saying LB, you ain't being positive, but some of the comments have been wild today.
You know what it is, Terry? Sorry.
Go on, bro. Go on.
I think Arsenal fans are a bit overreactionary at the minute because we haven't been in this situation many times. So there's a lot of panic setting in. Like, look at when you compare that to, say, City last season when they didn't start as great as they usually do. Their fans will come all the way. You know, you had Pep experimenting, putting Bernardo Silva as a right back, and their fans will cool with it. You know, whereas us as Arsenal fans,
this is Arteta.
But it don't matter. The whole. It's not about who the manager is. It's more to do with their fans just trusting their manager through the process of what they're doing, even though they hadn't fully clicked, even though they hadn't performed to the levels they had previously, right? And they've got something to compare it to. Their fans were still able to kind of stay calm and just watch and wait and see how the team pans out. Whereas we tend to kind of have a meltdown over, oh, Partey's at right back. But then at the same time, the same fans that do that will criticize the manager when there isn't a plan B or there isn't an alternative way of playing football. And that costs us games. So it's like you can't have it both ways.
Because Partey is not a right back, to be fair, bro. Like, honestly, Partey is not a right back. He's a CDM. He's one of those guys. He's gonna get exposed if a better opponent come across. Say, for example,
And Bernardo wasn't a right back, and neither was Bernardo.
Like,
you know, neither was Ake.
Ben White is still there in the bench. Why can't he just play? Why is he trying to make everything complicated? Why is Tomiyasu still playing at left back when Zinchenko or Tierney is in the bench? Like, why? Like, he doesn't need to do this. Hence why
putting on Gabriel, what is that going to offer? Like, in going forward on the pitch, if you put another defender on where a team is just sitting 10 men behind the ball, playing Gabriel, what is that going to offer us offensively? I don't understand.
Yeah, but look, it offers us.
We haven't put Gabriel offensively.
I hear what you're saying. We're joined by NorthSide as well now. I'm going to do some more of these super chats here before I go to him. It says, on the penalty, when Saka handed Odegaard the ball, the keeper got confused and was shown talking to his bench. He was fully ready for a Saka penalty. True. Egal Saliba put himself in that situation to have to make that play. Rice was man of the match. Quick tripping off. Who's taking penalties? We got it in the bag, is what Johnny D says. This here says that Teta said it was the player's decision for Odegaard to take the penalty in the pre-game interview. I mean, it was scored. It don't really matter who's taking it. That's again a weird thing to bring up. That low block from Arteta had a special kind of stink. Rice, Jorginho, Partey in front of a back five. I know David Moyes was watching with a smile on his face. Balogun will get a run versus Fulham. Let's go Gooners, is what Johnny says here. He may not. Could be gone. Jesus is king, but Eddie is an amazing backup. Love is what Frederick says here. I miss Egal. He's had to go. He's on father duties tonight, isn't he? Gunnar San here says, I'd rather we start slowly, still picking up wins as we get into our stride rather than start like a rocket and burn out towards the end. That's ideally what you want to do. Well, if you can't be great all year. Shout out to NDL and Ketia Defense League. I love it. We'll come back to these super chats in a minute. Northside's here. Obviously, was on the top six earlier. Important win, but you know, a lot of people unhappy with the performance. Some people defending it. How do you feel about it, mate? You're on mute, bro. Sorry, you're muted.
Howler, just like this team's performance today. Howler from me. I don't know why they're calling it out now. I thought we bridged the gap when we beat Man City for the Community Shield. Yeah, I thought everything was good when we beat the MLS All-Stars. Yeah, I thought everything was good when we beat Barcelona. I've been telling, man, Havertz is a bum. That Filho da Puta done nothing. Yeah, once again, and just like against Nottingham Forest, this guy ain't good enough. This guy does nothing. Absolute passenger, doesn't get taken off. Yeah, you look at Odegaard, he's in and out of the team. Not good enough. Not good enough. And number 10, I'm expecting you, yeah, to take risks and break apart defenses. This guy is in and out of the game, inconsistent. Yeah, not good enough. And he wasn't good enough last season. And I've seen him numerous times go hiding. Not good enough. Yeah, you're supposed to be affecting us going forward. If Martinelli and Saka does not create, this midfield doesn't create enough. I didn't even rate Xhaka. But even Xhaka offers more than Havertz. Xhaka actually overlapped. Xhaka actually goes past the defenders. Xhaka actually used to have shots on target. He actually used to create stuff. Yeah? Not going on with this nonsense about, oh, Kai Havertz, oh, we need him in the team. The guy is a passenger. We already had Fabi Vieira as a passenger. What's the difference? You just paid 65 million for the German flipping Fabi Vieira. I don't understand, bro. I don't understand what's going on here. And inventing Tomiyasu at times was getting skinned by AU. Eddie Nketiah, this Filho da Puta. This is exactly what these men Nketiah in the room. Yeah? This is the pukaria that I've been telling you about. 2 clear-cut chances. Trossard, if he had one of those chances, he would have scored it. Look at Nketiah, yeah? But these man want to twerk because he scored a brace against Chelsea. You man never learn. This is why you man get happy when we sign Holding, when we sign El Nene, when we sign these bums, Reece Nelson that does nothing, yeah? And everyone that's supporting this in this season because it's unacceptable. It's unacceptable for a team that last season people told me we should be competing for major honours 2 games in a row. And this ain't against Man City. Before everyone, we can't compete against Man City. This is against Nottingham Forest, unconvincing. Squeaky bum time last 15, 20 minutes. This is again against Crystal Palace, 15, 20 minutes. We're holding on. And man are trying to tell me that the Arteta has improved us. Improved us. Really? We're holding on squeaky bum time against 2 teams that are down there that could potentially get relegated. They are candidates to get relegated. They're going to be in the bottom half of the flipping table this season. And we're scraping it by after almost £700 million spent. Yeah? I'm not going to completely burn Thomas Partey because he's not a right back. But why is he playing him in that position? Why? Tomiyasu is not of the level. Yeah? Why is Tini not getting a game? Why is Martinelli getting taken off and we're bringing in Jorginho? Why are you not bringing in flipping Trossard? In the Premier League, a 1-0 is a light score, but these finish that puta. Oh, but at least we won the game. Yeah? It's the same people that told me, oh, we're top of the league in January. Just be happy. Yeah? End of the season, finish that puta. I'll be waiting. Because I've been telling, man, and every time you talk sense on the internet, oh, toxic, oh, we're trying to be league gunner. Yeah? Cool. Wait till the end of the season, because this performance is going to continue as long as this fan base accepts it. I'm not happy with the performance today.
I know you're not happy with it, but do you not feel as though... do you know what, D? I'm going to go to D. D's a gooner. I'm not going to defend Arsenal. What are you saying? I know we've had a bit of that tonight. What do you say to what Northside said there, D?
I want to see this guy's reaction when we actually lose a game or when we drop points. I've never seen someone so negative and so anti-Arsenal. You have to be a paid actor. 1,000,000% you have to be paid actor because we won the game comfortably. Okay? They and you're talking about why they put Jorginho on and not instead of Trossard. Do you know when we're 1-0 up? Okay? What is the point of putting an attacker on when you want to finish the game off? I don't understand that logic. That's the first thing. And then you're sending for our players that they've got maximum points. If they start underperforming and we start dropping points, I understand that. I understand you going at them. But come on, man. You're looking for... you know what it is? You're the type of fan where you find little negatives. There's 99 positives. That 1% that's negative, you go for that. And I don't understand that one bit, man. Enjoy the game. We're football fans to enjoy our clubs winning games. And what you are is you're critiquing little bits and you're waiting for us to fail. And then you'll be like, I told you so. I told you so. I don't understand that one bit.
Oh, you don't understand it? Let me tell you what I don't understand. I don't understand fans like you, yeah, when we bottle the league. Oh, we should change the rules. Yeah, whoever's top of the league the longest, we should change the rules. That's what you said, and I clipped it up. So
do you not understand?
No. But we try and call me out, yeah? Okay, you're a paid actor, and you should actually go over there to AFTV because they like paid actors over there. Me, I'm about football. I started watching football in the 90s, yeah? I've seen this club win doubles. You twerk for top 4 because Arsene Wenger brainwashed you. I don't get brainwashed. I have my own opinion. I say what I want to say. You just go the same thing what Ty says and what Julian says, and you can be as delusional as you want because you're the same type of person that told me I should be happy last season, and ultimately I was right. And where's my apology? I'm waiting, yeah? I'm waiting, but I'll drink your tears because what I'm telling you is the hard truth, and sometimes you need tough love in life. I've had to have tough love in life, and this is why I'm sitting right now in my whole house that I own, yeah? Because I actually put the same standards on myself, yeah? So don't tell me about, oh, you're the kind of negative fan, yeah? You don't want to win anything. But at the same time, you clown teams like Tottenham, oh, they don't win anything. So why are you so happy with your club not winning anything? And everything I said about my club, yeah, is what my club hasn't been doing, and we ain't won nothing for 20 years. What are you talking about? Everything about just be happy, and just be happy about the performance. Don't call it out. Oh, we can't get this player because it'll stop certain players. Or let's just go with Havertz and see how it goes, yeah? Do you know how many players we've seen how it goes? Cedric, Lokonga, Fabu Vieira, yeah, Pepe, Reece Nelson, Eddie Nketiah, yeah, the list goes on. So don't tell me to continue the same thing, yeah, when we haven't won anything of note in the last 20 years doing what you want to do, yeah? This is the 3rd youth project that Arsenal have had. We had a youth project with Nasri, we had a youth project with Fabregas, and now we're having another youth project now. Name me a major honour that we won in that time, yeah? Name me it. You can't. What is football about? winning. Yeah, if you don't like winning, go support Wildstone Raiders. Wildstone Raiders will happily accept you if
You
you
said
have
this
that
is
kind of
about
plan.
winning. Didn't we
Now,
just win the
fans.
game? Didn't we just win the game? You
Did
said
we-
it's about
okay.
winning.
Is
We
it
won the game.
consistent?
We've got maximum. What do you mean?
You know
We've
what,
been the
though?
most. With the third. With
You know what?
with the only three
Hold
clubs
on,
the most
we're top of the
consistent.
league. I called out Zinchenko. I told you we're going to bottle the league because of Zinchenko. We're going to be bottling the league playing Tomiyasu, playing Thomas Partey at right back. I'm telling you, what did you lot say? Oh, just be happy. We're top of the league. And then at the end of the season, you man weren't chatting to me. Yeah. So end of the season, everyone's getting clipped up. Well, Dowd, I already clipped you up. So it's already Bea Sabi. Do you know what that means? Nice.
You can clip me up all you want. All you
I will
want.
clip you up because you say one thing, you say another. And when you was on Egal's channel, you're the one that told me the expectation this season to win the league. Those kind of performance don't win you the league. We're going up against trouble winning Man City.
They don't win you the league.
You know what though? Yeah, you I find funny. I find it interesting
my man
how
speak.
everyone just loves to overreact. Because let's keep it 100. I grew up on watching Fergie. Do you know how many times I see United, yes, play poorly and win, and that was heralded as what being a title-winning team playing rubbish and getting a result. So I find it interesting how when it's Arsenal, we want to kind of just we want to shit on our team and be like, yo, like they can't do nothing. But then when it's other teams, we want to dick ride and be like, yo, they're the best ever. City last season was said. How many people said City last season ain't the same City? I heard that all last season, beginning of last season. Now I'm not comparing us to City, but I'm just saying to you, like we gotta just keep it balanced. You can't be sitting there over indexing a win and saying that equals that's going to be the end result for the season, because that weren't for City. That weren't for Fergie's teams. I've seen that. I've watched enough football growing up to know that ain't how ball is. You can start poorly or you can scrape wins, and it's about what you do throughout the season. So what's the overreaction about? I don't really get it.
Because Fergie and Pep showed us that they can get over the line. Arteta hasn't even shown us.
This club hasn't got it over the line in 20 years.
Bro,
Am I being deluded?
Okay,
this
but
club has not done it in 20 years. Even when we had
but 20 years is 20 years. But listen, we can't keep talking. Listen, it's like Liverpool fans back in the day when they used to talk about the past. I don't care. Listen, what happened 20 years ago, what hasn't happened 20 years ago,
bro, we're the third biggest
only
team
talk
in the
about what's
country.
happening now.
What are you talking about?
I can only talk about what's happening now.
With the lowest standards. We need to
Guys, listen, it's a great debate. I want to go to what a lot of the viewers have said. There's been a lot of super chats that have come in. This year says these performances don't win you titles. Bollocks is what TBG says. I will say, NorthSide, listen, I understand what you're frustrated with. However, these types of performances can go on to help you win titles, but you do need to improve at the same time. I just don't think, I'll be honest with you, mate, I just don't think you should be panicking or being this frustrated this early on in the season. Legitimately, you guys are going to click. You are going to click this. Whether you win the league or not is another conversation, but I do believe you're going to get better. I don't believe Partey is going to continue at right back, especially against bigger and better teams. And look, if that red card don't happen, which by the way, I don't think was one, I think you go on to score another goal or two and it's far more comfortable. It's a very difficult place to go, Selhurst Park. The same City team who won the league scraped a 1-0 win via a penalty last season. So I do think there's positives for Arsenal. However, I do get the PTSD as well. I don't know why Lloyd was an Arsenal fan. I don't know who Lloyd is. I say lay it down and bedrock, bro, keep doing your thing. Okay, right. Okay. NorthSide is a legend. He cooked that fall. It's going to be a long season for Arsenal. You two know each other already, right?
On a girl's channel, I've seen him and I told him what I thought about his opinion because I'll say it to his face, but nothing personal. Like I said, I'll never get personal. It's just about an opinion if I don't agree.
Tevin here says, I'm not going to lie, Terry, this is kind of draining. I don't know how man can hold on to negative energy for this long. Respect to you, man, but you are draining, no balance. I'll be honest, like I've been doing this a long time. I've never seen Arsenal fans this angry after a win in my life. I don't think you were this angry on my channel, and it's different people, I'll granted. When you got done 8-2 by Munich, there wasn't this much anger.
I wasn't on YouTube. Otherwise, I would have.
Yeah, it is true. Accountability. We are watching the same game. D. Imagine a hater that thinks he can do better. Is what Frederick says here. Lol, Terry, I love you, but why are you doing this to us with this North guy? I'm dying here. He's so extra. This guy is not an Arsenal fan. I'm sorry. Drink some beer, bro. Abu, listen. I just share the link. Do you know what I mean? We've got lots of different opinions on here. We can't become an echo chamber. I can't let that happen. I have no idea. Sounds like people just agreeing and not watching games. Havertz did nothing wrong today. Chelsea spent money, couldn't beat West Ham. Squeaky bum time today was because of a bogus red card, is what Eduardo says. Terry, we prefer guests that aren't rude to each other. I don't think. Do you feel it? I don't think anyone's rude to each other. It's just, I think that's just, yeah, I didn't think it come across that way. Smoking is not good. Breathe, brother, breathe. Tracing like a girl, looking like a girl. I don't quite know what that means. Maybe I'm too old to understand that. Lee Gunner from Wish. Now, fairness, you're a lot better looking than Lee Gunner. I've got to give you that. You're a lot better looking than Lee Gunner. Northside is a legend. Sorry, I already done that one there. Already done that one as well. Sorry, because I didn't start at the bottom. Terry, ask North guy, does winning 5-0 guarantee you a title?
No, it doesn't. But sustaining a certain level and performances is more believable to winning a title. And going out there and actually filling your team with the positions that are needed, like a striker, like rotation for Saka, like another fullback position, because Timber's now out and he could only play one position at a time. Getting rotation for Rice, because he was a replacement for Xhaka, and not going again with the light squad on the bench. That's how you improve. But I guess these men don't go on holiday to Spain. You might as well not go to Real Madrid, because those fans are like me. They demand success. That's toxic and negative. When you go to Spain, don't go there, because it's too toxic. All those Champions Leagues is too toxic. It's too toxic for Arsenal fans. So don't go there, yeah? Just go, I don't know, go to Espanyol or something. Maybe you'll like it there.
Colton here says, Northside, we won, bro, relax.
Bro, I've been 20 years of this crap. 20 years. Man, the last time we won the league, I was 12. Do the maths.
This here says, where are you getting these negative fans from, Terry? The level of anger is theatrical and over dramatic. We were in control until that ridiculous ref. They're just on the internet, bruv.
VAR.
Why is there so much negativity? One game at a time. We are not good, but we'll get there. I believe in this team. That's from Kumar. I agree with you. I think this Arsenal team is really good. I don't get it. Please make him stop talking. I can only put this down to clout chasing delusion. No,
it's not clout chasing.
I don't think it's clout chasing. I get what you're saying though. I'm from was that Ghana? And Partey has played right back for us a few times. That's what Emmanuel says. Thank you very much, brother. I can't believe the amount of super chats here. North guy, if you was in New Jersey, I should have to take you to the strip club tonight to calm you down. Nice panel though. Only Arsenal fans panicking for no reason is what Abu says here. To the strip club. Northside says he has his own opinions, yet parrots the same shit as the Lees and the Brandons with the exact same rhetoric and vim. You're not unique.
All right. And neither is most of this fan base that always come out with whatever crap AFTV come out with. Project Youth, Phase 4. Yeah. Very original. Yeah. Very original. Light Squad. Yeah. I've heard that before, but all of you lot say the same thing. But you lot are very original. All right then.
Some of these guys need to look at the sofa score and XG stats before reacting. Partey was statistically our best player with Saliba. Embarrassing takes here is what Spaceman Trooper says. Hodgson hasn't lost at home since returning. Not easy. I didn't know that stat. That's mad. That's another reason why it was a good victory. Spot on, Terry. Fans expect us to have 40-something points out of 46 like last season.
We should.
Yeah.
We should. We should be having. We should accumulate 40 out of 46 points. What do you mean? Full season under Arteta, we should be expecting better. We spent 700 million. What have we done now? 3 years now, we haven't won a trophy. Like, this is the season that we have to get on.
Jace. But so you want 40 out of 46. Currently, that's not 100%. Currently, you're at 100%.
Okay. I'm just saying we should be aiming better. We should be aiming higher. Just saying.
How can you do better than 6 from 6?
Oh, yeah, true. No, I'm just saying 46 out of 46.
I know you want better performances, but I think they're coming. Too many Lee Gunner impersonators. Look, I will say this. I'm going to say this now. I will say this. I know, listen, my Arsenal community on the terrace is astounding, and I love all of you deeply. But Lee Gunner isn't the only Arsenal fan that thinks like Lee Gunner. Like there's lots out there, and that's the one thing about the terrace we will always strive for is that differentiating opinion. You listen to D and Egal compared to Northside and Brandon, and there's loads in the middle as well, like Nathan, LB, and everybody else. Hugh Brown, thank you. You didn't say nothing, but thanks for the super chat. Honestly shocked at what I'm hearing. City win games like this all the time, and it's like they are looking for anything to complain about. Arteta can't win. That's from a Liverpool fan. This here says Arteta's season, I don't know, but something number one was kind of bad, but we have to see the progress. I love it. We do what we got to do. Get the points. Still people hate. Stupid is what Frederick says. Lee Gunner's army is growing for fuck's sake is what Manny says here. Brandon Promax, get this guy out of here. We're not going to kick him off the stream. Some Arsenal fans want the players to have composure, but they are freaking out about a win. You know, City won away at Palace 1-0 last year with a penalty goal from Haaland. Karma is what man like O'Malley says. This man is Arsenal's biggest clown. Is what Ken says here. I think Northside loves the insults, people. That's what I'm going to say. Northside, remind me why Eurovision is dead. I don't even get it. I don't even get it.
What?
Nah, bro, let me get in this chat and undress this unstable ballerina. Oh, sorry, ballerina. Sorry, I thought you said ballerina. My brain went, sorry. It says everything he said is in a top 10 worst takes I've ever heard, is what Sebastian says here. Arteta's progress is not Wenger's last year. Northside should be called backside. Verbal diarrhea with a hint of Portuguese.
That was not too bad. Well done.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good. So FA account, imagine losing an argument and talking about wealth in your personal life. City equal gritty. Arsenal equal shitty. It's what Eduardo says here. City won 1-0 and they get praised. We do it and we're a bunch of we're moaning haters. Own opinions. Close my eyes. Is that Lee Gunner or Brandon speaking? Is what Eduardo says. If Saliba and Tommy didn't get injured, we'd have won the league. It wasn't Zinni or Nketiah who lost us. Injuries and a lack of depth is what AJ says here. He even mentioned Real Madrid, Lee Gunner clown wannabe. Who is this Lee Gunner wannabe? Stupid opinions. Oh, wow, they're coming in. What Northside smoking, but he is entitled to his opinion. This is very, very true, Sam. 700 million. What is this Chelsea in January window? Is what Colton says here. Arteta's progress is not Wenger's last year, so saying phase 3 is stupid. It's a new time. Get with the time and leave the past. Is what Frederick says. Ian here says, honestly, City won 1-0 against Newcastle, dug out a win in a tough game. We had 10 men for the best part of the second half and still won. Give it a rest. Come on, you gooners. Golden 3 points today. Clowns stuck on crying mode. Sack Arteta, awful start. 6 from 6 is pathetic. I demanded 8 from 6 is what Gooner Dan says. Terry, have you heard the song that goes, lay your head on my pillow? Yeah, I've heard that song. Northside made it. He can really sing when he's not screaming. You can sing, Northside.
Yeah, I can, yeah.
Well, maybe we have to get a little rendition at some point. But there we go. Northside speak Portuguese again. I Googled on the word you said and it means shit. And I was like, right, I now know what that word means. I was like, I need to know what these words mean. I want to thank George for this massive contribution again earlier on tonight. Absolute legend of a fan of the Football Terrace. And we'll definitely look at putting a charity event on as well. We've had another super chat come through here that says, Man City excel at reaching peak performance. They may not start strongly, but they build momentum as the season progresses. Arsenal have levels to go. I do agree with that. I do think they're going to go to another level. The problem with Arsenal is that we have too many fake positive fans, too many B-Tech ties. Northside getting back to you. Look, I want to thank all our viewers. And I know it's been a heated night after an Arsenal win. I don't know what's happened. But listen, I love this community. You're simply the best. Make sure the like button is hit before you leave. Turn on bell notifications. Transfer news in the morning. Lee Gunner in the afternoon. That'll be fun. Make sure you're all here. D, Northside, Jason, LB making your debut. Nathan, I think Egal was on tonight. Brandon was here. Souls was here. Who else was here tonight? Young Samuel, loads of people. I want to thank you all. My super chatters, you're amazing, especially you tonight, George, and many others. Until next time, take care. Goodbye. God bless. And I'll see you all again very, very soon.